Good day, sir. In this video, we are tasked to feature one type of drug categorized as illegal by our authorities and research on its origin, chemical and physical composition, effects, special features. Without further ado, let's get started. Methylene dioxymethamphetamine (MDMA), also known as ecstasy or moody, is a drug with stimulant and minor psychedelic properties. It's an empathogen and entactogenic drug that has been used in studies to treat post-traumatic stress disorder and social anxiety in autism spectrum disorder. Origin: the history of Molly began in 1912 when it was first developed by a German pharmaceutical company in 1912. Originally known as methylsofrilamine, the drug was intended as life-saving medicine that would help create blood clot, not to control appetite as it often incorrectly cited. The 1920s to 1950s. In the late 1940s, both the US Army and the CIA experimented with Molly and other hallucinogens as weapons. The CIA project called MK Ultra became popular in the 1950s for its application of psychedelic for mind control. The project became infamous for testing psychoactive drug on unknowing subjects. In 1970s to 1980s, ecstasy didn't become popular until the 1970s and 1980s. You could consider this period the Molly era. At first, it gained a small following among psychiatrists, even though the drug had not undergone any formal trials, nor received approval from the Food and Drug Administration (FDA). It was also during this time that the drugs became popular for recreational use. Ecstasy was adopted for use by people of the New Age movement, who explored the similarities between emotional and psychological states caused by the MDMA. It slowly became more and more available on the streets. It was at this time that people started using Molly recreational at clubs, raves, music festivals, and other similar events for its stimulating and hallucinogenic side effects.
Its chemical composition. Molly is a pure molecular state of MDMA. However, despite sellers' claims of its purity, it's often mixed with other cutting agents or added chemicals like methylone to intensify its side effects and increase sales. Unlike meth, MDMA isn't as time-consuming, difficult, or as dangerous to make, and anyone with a solid background in chemistry can make their own supply. As you can imagine, this is dangerous. The drug is usually made with chemicals like isosafrole and MDP2P and other unidentifiable ingredients. Also, Molly usually comes from foreign labs to avoid legal detection, as large purchases of it in the US can easily be detected by law enforcement. Its physical composition. MDMA is a substituted amphetamine designer drug. MDMA exerts its desired stimulant, euphorogenic and entactogenic actions mainly via increased release and reuptake inhibition of serotonin and, to a lesser extent, dopamine and norepinephrine. MDMA use remains widely popular among youth adults in Western countries and is used mainly in the dance club scene. MDMA is often used with other drugs, and MDMA users often have extensive polydrug use that includes other popular designer drugs such as methamphetamine. MDMA, more frequently known as ecstasy, is a Schedule I drug. MDMA was used as appetite suppressant and in psychotherapy. The drug has shown some promise in the treatment of Parkinson's disease in post-traumatic stress disorder, but there are no accepted medical uses at this time. MDMA has been sold under numerous different names, a short list of which includes Adam, Batman, Bibs, Blue Kisses, Blue Nile, Charity, Clarity, Debs, Decadence. E. Eve. Go. Happy pill. Hug drug. Lover speed. M. Roll or rolling. Scooby snacks. X and XTZ. Tablets containing 50 to 150 milligram of MDMA are often brightly colored with pressed images such as product logos, butterflies, smiley faces, numbers, or letters.
MDMA, also called as Molly or ecstasy, is a lab-made or synthetic drug that has effects similar to stimulants like methamphetamine. Although some researchers and organizations consider MDMA to be a psychedelic drug because it can also mildly alter visual and time perception. MDMA comes in the form of white, crystalline powder which can be buffered and pressed into pills. The usual dose is 1 to 2 mg body weight or 125 to 180 mg. It may be ingested orally, placed under the tongue, added to juice or a carbonated beverage, or snorted intranasally. Candy flipping is combined use of ecstasy and LSD. Stacking means taking 3 or more ecstasy tablets at once, mixing it with LSD, alcohol, methadone, amphetamine, cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, ketamine, GHB, or marijuana, taking the drugs in different phases of the evening in order to modify and modulate the high. As in any street drug, adulteration and or substitution can be a problem. In about 20%, no MDMA was found, substituted by usually benign ingredients like aspirin and caffeine. PMA or paramethylcyamphetamine, a more dangerous adulterant, is significantly more hallucinogenic and hyperthermic than ecstasy. In the brain, ecstasy causes the release of serotonin, one of the chemicals that transmit signals from one nerve to the next. The release of serotonin, believed to be responsible for its effects, occurs unimpeded and causes a flooding of synapses, overwhelming the serotonin receptors and at the same time preventing its reabsorption. This serotonin glut is suspected to cause axonal damage that leads to axon death or at best defective regeneration and irreversible brain damage. So thank you for listening, and that's all. Thank you.